The Wichita Flyers cling to the 7th seed in the Great East Conference, welcoming in the Chicago Dragons, who have given some top competition plenty of night sweats. How will things play out tonight in Kansas? It's a Texas tussle in the Southwest, and it's been a roller coaster ride for the Desperados in the last 4 games. They're up, they're down. Will they be up again? Austin would like to move up out of the hunt and into contention. Charlotte may have a couple more wins than Cleveland, but the two teams have played similarly analytically. Who will pull ahead as the Royals try to hold on to the number 8 spot in the East? We'll watch it all tonight in the Virtual Zone. Week 11 starts right here on VFN. Sit back and enjoy the glory of 3 times the football ass. 90 minutes of UFL football starts now. Come on, Cam, get into the box. There you go. Wow. Okay, boy, we're getting a little bit thinking outside the box tonight, huh? As we begin UFL game night. Welcome everybody. I am UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, and we've got a great set of games for you tonight. All have kicked off as Wichita 5-4 hosting Chicago 2-7. El Paso is 2-7 also. They are taking on 4-5 Austin. Cleveland at 2-7 taking on 4-5 Charlotte. Just one team. There's a fumble already in the Charlotte game. It looks like the Royals were covered. Let's go to that game quickly and see what happened there. Curtis on the carry, and it looks like Penny Lane stripped the football away on the very first carry. Yeah, nice job by Penny Lane, but unfortunately Cleveland unable to recover that fumble.
18 Gator. Come on, baby.
What's up, Damon?
Let's see what you got.
We got a lot of you here tonight. It's a double card night here in Hugo as Charlotte's got the first down. John Clements' first pass. As I was saying, Wichita, the lone team with a winning record, playing on game night tonight. We've got one other team with a winning record playing later on. That is Los Angeles. They are at Albuquerque in prime time as Pope Jr. takes off and runs, but is going to be stopped short of the first down. That's Theodore Blackman on the stop. Chris Curtis has a first down. His second carry much better than the first. Albuquerque hosts Los Angeles tonight in prime time. Chris Curtis and Ramos Lynn on the call of that contest. See, I knew Skippy was going to say something about the shirt, and that's why I wore it, because I wanted to make sure that she was here for game night as well. I challenge you to let me know when the last time I wore this shirt on game night. I bet you can't find it anywhere. Let's see, Charlotte on top of, or in Cleveland territory, down to the 33-yard line. Chris Curtis running strong so far. Jesse Long and the Austin Lone Stars getting out there onto the field, and Chicago has the football on their own 32-yard line after Wichita punted away on their first possession. We'll go over uniforms, and we'll go over game plan adjustments and all that good stuff as we roll along here on UFL game night. Mike Roberts completes that one up to the 49-yard line for Chicago. First down for the Dragons. Let's go to Chicago. They are the closest team to scoring position. I stand corrected, actually. Charlotte is the closest team in scoring position, but they're going through lineups at the moment. Nice throw down the bottom of the screen. Nico Rightway, 22-yard pickup on a little bubble. Mike Roberts with a 1st and 10 throw. That is caught for a first down. Oh, no, actually they said it was dropped. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Dragons. James Cooley with the catch, but 3 yards short of the first down. Actually lost a yard on that catch. They tried to swing it out to Cooley and see what he could do with it, but nothing doing there. And it looks like Charlotte will have to, well, they might be in field goal range. That might be our first points of the night as Smith gets Chicago past the 50. Mike Woodstone gets Austin past the 50. And it will be a 49-yard field goal for Charlotte. Charlotte's kicker is Mark, check that. That field goal is good. Their kicker is actually TJ Douglas. Sorry about that, TJ. And it's 3-0 Charlotte to start
Push him back. Push him back.
Chicago on a 3rd down and 7 at the Wichita 48. Mike Roberts has an open receiver that is complete for a 1st down. That's unclaimed tight end Marcus Lloyd with the catch. 25-yard catch for Lloyd. And Chicago on their opening possession is near the red zone. Exactly 1 month away from convention weekend, says Michael Torillo. And looking forward to seeing many of you there. If you're just a UFL purist and don't know, the SFL, the other league on this channel, hosts a convention every year, this year in Baltimore, Maryland. There was a comment left on our YouTube channel saying that we should go check out a column written by a sports writer from the Baltimore Sun 30 years ago. And he actually talked about what we're doing here right now coming to life 30 years ago when Major League Baseball was in a lockout and there were some issues with the NFL's Baltimore Colts going to Indianapolis, things like that, as Chicago's in the red zone. So I reached out to the writer, and who still, as far as I know, lives in the Baltimore area. And who knows, maybe he'll be able to make an appearance at the convention. But some good stuff. 30 years ago, people were talking about this idea, but the tech was just not there to bring it to life. That pass for Austin is complete into the flat. That's Woodstone making an excellent jump ball catch. Austin's got a 3rd down at the El Paso 33. Cleveland is moving now past the 50, and Chicago's in the red zone on a 3rd down and 5. Roberts going deep into the back corner of the end zone and stopping in time. Chicago's got a touchdown. That touchdown pass from 18 yards out hits Abrayo Mebane, who just stopped himself. Wow, that is tight. Deep shot for Austin on 3rd down and 11, and that one almost caught but broken up. So Austin's drive will stall out. But Chicago has our first touchdown of the evening. Cleveland's moving the chains, 1st down to the Charlotte 45-yard line. And now they're going to booth review that in Chicago. Nico Rightway actually had to play a little bit of defense there. Jaden Swift discarding. We can't really see the feet on that angle. We'll see what the refs say. It looked like he was in. A 50-yard field goal for Austin is blocked. Picked up by El Paso down to the 42-yard line. 1st down, Desperados, as Cleveland gets down to the 27-yard line. El Paso with a blocked field goal. The extra point is good for Chicago, but it's the Desperados making the first big play in that game. In a scoreless contest, Randall with that last catch for Cleveland.
Come on, set, 30 base.
Mike Roberts, unclaimed, has been playing pretty good ball for Chicago. The ruling on the field did stand. Let's go to El Paso now, where that is Elliott Pope Jr. with his first completion of the night for 13 yards. Caden Varley with the catch. Cleveland is now in the red zone, trailing 3-0. Charlotte got a field goal on their opening possession. The handoff goes to Jaden Swift all day, and Swift gets down to the 1-yard line. Jordan Herrera with the catch for El Paso. You know, last week El Paso voted to get him more involved, but just 2 catches, hoping that he's more involved today. Swift down to the 1. Good opening possession for the Bandits. Elliott Pope hands off to McCreary, who loses 3 yards. But 1st and goal now for Cleveland. 5:13 to go in the first quarter, and it looked like Charlotte jumped offside. Oh no, they called false start on the Bandits. BK Solberg going back to work. 2nd possession for Wichita. That's Timothy Shea with the catch over the middle. So now it's 1st and goal at the 6 for Cleveland. Isaac Covert looking for someone to get open and takes a sack. Back to the 13-yard line. Brooks with the takedown. We mentioned earlier in the here in the intros that Charlotte and Cleveland have been very similar this season. Both of their quarterbacks, bottom 5 in the league, taking sacks, 32. Both teams also struggle getting to the quarterback and forcing turnovers. Cleveland and Charlotte have combined 7 interceptions between the two this season as Pope Jr. takes off and scrambles down to the 25-yard line. That'll be short of the first down, so 4th down El Paso off the field goal block. It looks like they're going to have to kick a field goal of their own. Covert's going play-action rollout, 2nd and goal from the 12. That pass is incomplete out of the back of the end zone, and Annie Beaverhausen, I think, is a little confused. You're on offense, Annie. Maybe she was wiping away a pesky fly. The field goal for El Paso is up and good, and it's 3-0. Desperados off the blocked field goal of Austin. That field goal 42 yards away. 3rd down and goal at the 13 for Cleveland, trailing 3-0. Wichita's across the 50. Isaac Covert fires into the end zone, and Swift had it, but knocked out of his hands. Jaden Swift's got to make that catch. Wichita is in the red zone. That is Raylan Witten with the grab. Look at Swift standing wide open in the end zone, and saving the touchdown was unclaimed cornerback 1, Russ Harper, who just got some fingertips on Swift, but man, Swift has got to reel that in. So instead, it's a 30-yard field goal for Cleveland, the 3rd field goal of the night already. That kick is good. Wichita now in the red zone of the 14-yard line. That is Darian Atkins taking the end around for 5 yards. Second down and 6. Handoff goes to Chris Delro down to the 11-yard line. His first carry of the night. 3-3 in Charlotte. Sun is out. Beautiful day really across the country. The only places experiencing some significant weather are not affected tonight across the league. Charlotte's got a kick return to the 24-yard line. It'll be 4th and 3 for Wichita as they come up empty. A 29-yard field goal for Wichita. It is a field goal fest at the moment. Austin's got a punt on 4th down. The 29-yard kick is up and good. So Austin's the only one that has technically missed their field goal so far. Field goals tonight from 29, 30, 42, and 49. It is 7-3 Chicago. If you missed it earlier this week, the playoff picture is up as we enter Week 11. In the East, you can see Wichita, the 7 seed right now. Charlotte, the 8 seed right now in action. McCreary gets his second touch, picks up 8. If the playoffs started today, Miami would take on Charlotte in the 1-8 matchup in the first round. And Charlotte beat Miami earlier this season. John Clements is thrown down on 3rd down and 7. That's a sack by Bennett. Dallas would take on Wichita in a Central Division rematch. New York would face Rochester in the Metro. Those two met earlier this season, and it was only a 3-point win for the Pioneers. And then Cincinnati would take on St. Louis. They just played a thriller just a couple of weeks back. Out west, it would be the Hornets hosting the Huskies, the Bobcats traveling to Dakota, LA and San Diego renewing their Pacific Division rivalry, and Phoenix and Vegas squaring off. Most of those matchups have not or will not occur this regular season out west. Chicago's got the football, but it's intercepted. Pass is picked off by Howard. John Howard, the unclaimed cornerback, with the interception, and that's Mike Roberts' first turnover of the day. El Paso's going to have to punt the football away. But Roberts throws it right to the cornerback. That's not what Chicago was looking for. As Howard steps in front of that pass. In the hunt out west, Austin, who you're seeing right now, Albuquerque, who you'll see later, San Jose and Houston. And then in the hunt in the east, Milwaukee and Motor City. Just behind Charlotte. Charlotte has conference record as a winning tiebreaker currently. 2nd down and 1. Cleveland cannot get set. So think about this. Cleveland had a 1st and goal at the 1. They got called for a false start. Now they have a 2nd and 1, and they get called for a delay of game. Remember, on the last play following a penalty, Covert took a sack, and the offensive line trying to get Covert out of his own head as Mike Woodstone gets his 7th carry already for 36 yards. Austin pounding the pavement. Wichita right back in the red zone at the 13-yard line. Technically, with a 16-game schedule, Torillo, Florida is not out of the playoff picture. You never know. Don't mean to get your hopes up unintentionally, but, just trying to keep the optimism high. 3rd down and 6. Covert's pass is complete, and Cleveland gets out of the jam. 1st down for the Bandits. That is Randall's 3rd reception. BK Solberg throws a pick, and Chicago's taking it back the other way. That is Garrett Ramsey, pick 6 Chicago. An 85-yard return, and the Dragons have shown up tonight. Solberg looking for Darian Adkins, and that was an easy as you please pick 6 for Chicago. 13-3 Dragons. As Jesse Long fires down the middle of the field, has Austin down to the El Paso 33-yard line. They have already started the 2nd quarter. That's where we'll go. Austin is now the closest team in scoring position. Cleveland's got a 2nd down and 6 at the Royal 43-yard line as they come down to the end of the 1st quarter. Extra point is good for Chicago. As that is a 1st down for Isaac Covert and the Bandits offense. That on the reception was Cash Carter's 3rd catch already for 31 yards. Cleveland on their 2nd possession, moving the football once again down to the Charlotte 38-yard line. Covert stepping up, just getting rid of it, and a good throwaway there from Covert. If you missed any of the scores from a very hectic Week 10, they're coming across your screen right now. There's 3 straight days of UFL action. We're almost caught up on all of our responsibilities here at the league office. Swift is dropped in the backfield. That's been a rare sight tonight. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up for Cleveland. Mike Woodstone with another carry for Austin, but it's 3rd down and 10 for Jesse Long. It would be a 51-yard field goal from here. Long's got to get rid of it and takes a sack. Oh, can't do that in that situation. McLean with the takedown, and El Paso's defense gets a stop. Cleveland is called for their 3rd procedural infraction. Deep throw from Solberg down the field to the Chicago 41-yard line. That is again Timothy Shea. 3rd down and 18. Covert is going for it all. Back of the end zone. It is caught, but a good job by the defender pushing Carter out of bounds. I think Carter may think he caught that. Let's get another look at it. Lower right-hand corner as Austin has to punt after the sack. Yeah, pushed out. El Paso down to the 15-yard line to start their next possession. So the Cleveland Bandits coming into the night, they boosted their secondary coverage, trying to stop the bleeding with some of the big plays that they've given up this season. As Charlotte's actually going to return that up to the 22-yard line. We'll go to Wichita. They're the closest to scoring position. Cleveland has given up 11 plays of 30 yards or more in their 7 losses this season. So they're really trying to shore up that defense. So far, so good. They've only given up a field goal. On the progression side of things, as Clements takes a big sack in the backfield. Man, that was almost immediate. Wichita moves the chains on a first down. Solberg shaking off that pick 6 from the last drive. Man, oh man, Clements stood no chance. He actually, it looked like he ran into his fullback. That play was totally discombobulated. But Cleveland playing that base 3-4. Wichita's in the red zone at the end of the quarter. Cleveland playing that base 3-4, trying to improve their linebacking core. That front seven's been a little weak this season, but not looking weak tonight. Cleveland's defensive improvements definitely showing themselves here in the first half in Charlotte, as Chris Curtis gets a carry up to the 25-yard line. Pope Jr. tries to escape out the back door, but Austin was all over that. Ruff is going to get the sack. And El Paso's going to have to punt it away. A defensive game going on in Texas right now. It's 3rd down and 7 for John Clements in Charlotte. And that pass is caught. Cooley right over the head of the defender. Another 30-plus play. James Cooley, and Wichita's down to the 1-yard line. I don't know how this happens here. The corner for Cleveland just completely out of position. That's Jamarcus Richmond, their top corner. Just lets Cooley go. Raylan Witten, another catch for Wichita. And they get a pylon cam on that one as he knocked it over. Yeah, elbow. Oh, boy, that's close. Elbow looked down just short. Cooley, another catch for Charlotte down to the 22. Clements is off to a 4-for-5 start for 57 yards.
70, Indy.
Wichita on the 1-yard line. Hands it off to Delro. He is dropped for a loss. Meanwhile, Austin is down to the El Paso 33. Charlotte is in the red zone down to the 15. Back and forth in Charlotte and Wichita, and we may go 3 for 3 on red zone trips if Austin can put it together. Play fake, 2nd and 1. Jesse Long's pass into the red zone down to the 9-yard line. And we've got all 3 games in the red zone. Clements going to throw for Charlotte, nothing doing there, and then Delro on another carry gets 1 more yard. 3rd and goal for Wichita. They had a 1st and goal at the 1. They have ran it twice in a row. Will they stick with the run again? 3rd and goal for the Flyers. Clements pass to the sideline caught, minimal gain. And Wichita got called for a delay of game. Solberg tried to get a mismatch a little too late in the play clock. Man, oh man, that's 2 teams tonight with a procedure penalty on the 1-yard line. Now a screen looking to be set up for Chris Curtis, and he gets tripped on his route. So it's going to be 4th down for Charlotte. They're going to have to kick a field goal. 3rd and goal at the 6 for Wichita. 2nd and goal at the 8 for Austin. Solberg's pass, back of the end zone, caught. Right way with the catch for Austin down to the 8-yard line, but that one is R.J. Gilmer for Wichita from 1 yard away.
Ready? 8, read. 55. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. Ready?
Jesse Long on a 3rd down and goal, takes a sack at the 14-yard line. The Charlotte field goal was 32 yards. And Wichita now has 10 on the board. Charlotte's got 6 on the board. Chicago 14, Wichita 10. Solberg now with a touchdown and an interception tonight. All field goals in Charlotte, 6-3. Royals on top of the Bandits. Both teams have played pretty well in the first half. And Austin having to settle for a field goal here on 4th and goal. This would be a 31-yard attempt. The Lone Stars, the last team to get on the board, but they are on the board. The kick is good. There's a fumble, hold everything. There's a fumble by Cleveland, picked up by Chicago. Cash Carter looks stunned. They just flipped it out to Carter. He lost it as he was falling forward. And there you go, Royals. Haven't done much in the interception department, but yet another forced fumble for Charlotte. Charlotte now has 8 forced fumbles in the league. That is most in the UFL. Clements now throws to Abarazabo back behind the line, and that got a couple. Turnover by the Bandits. That gives Charlotte a golden opportunity, although the gold-panted Chris Curtis is going backwards. Lost 4 yards. Elliott Pope into traffic, incomplete. Just 2 of 4 in the first half. Wichita pursuing to the football, and Chicago's in a world of hurt now. 3rd down and 17. Harper Dew in the backfield. Shout out to the defenders playing today. Jacob Vaughn, Harper Dew, Casey Reed, Mac Waller, Theodore Blackman, Alan Wood, Penny Lane, Don Johnson, Ralph Leopold, and Joseph Alexis. 3rd and 14. That's not going to get it done. Clemens throws well short of the sticks, but did potentially get Charlotte into field goal range. Pope Jr.'s pass is incomplete. Austin hitting hard out there. That'll bring up 4th down for the Desperados. El Paso has been a roller coaster. They lost 28-13 to Albuquerque, then beat up on Houston pretty good, 31-17. This is a 50-yard field goal for Charlotte. That kick is money. So we've had 49, 50, and 50-plus come off the board here so far tonight. So El Paso beats Houston 31-17, then just gets humiliated by New York 32-6. That game was ugly. But then last week humiliates Minnesota 28-3. Just clobbered them. And then another loss, I shouldn't say last week, 2 weeks ago. They beat Minnesota 28-3 and then lost badly last week against Portland in a game where their offense did not show up. Right now it's not either of the extremes for El Paso. We're tied at 3 with 4:08 to go in the first half. Solberg and the Flyers pass-happy offense has the football back. 13 of 17 passing for Solberg. 2nd down and inches for Wichita, and a 2nd and 7 for Austin. All 3 games right now, 1-possession games as Solberg goes down the field. That is hauled in by Witten down to the 33-yard line. Witten has been a force so far tonight for Wichita. 4 catches for 66 yards. 11 carries for 62 yards for Mike Woodstone. He has had a spectacular first half. 9 should also be on the board. Thank you kindly. Wichita's got a first down at the 33-yard line of Chicago. Solberg's pass is hauled in to the 29-yard line. 15 completions already. That game's still 7-17 left. Jaden Swift going backwards. Charlotte's defense has been stout on him after he got a few good carries to start. 3rd down and 10 coming up for Cleveland. It's going to be on Covert. Oh, that was almost 1st down run from Chris Delro. He's dropped just short. Jesse Long has Austin back in the red zone. Down to the El Paso 15-yard line. Covert on a 3rd down and 10. He's got to get rid of it. Covert is going to be sacked. Finally, Charlotte able to get the pressure on Covert on 3rd down, and it's 4th down. Cleveland's got to punt it away. 2-minute warning in Austin. Pollard's first carry for Wichita. Got 3. But we're looking at Austin right now. 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line. In a deadlock with El Paso. The ball was tipped up in the air by a Desperado defender and almost caught by a Lone Star receiver. However, it falls to the turf. That was almost a wild play. 3rd down and 5. Coming up as Solberg goes to the end zone. The pass is dropped. Long on 3rd down. Floats one. Incomplete. It looked like Rightway made the catch. And then when he was out of bounds, he lost the ball. Let's look at that again. Lower left. Wow. I don't know. Does he have possession here? It hit his leg as he was going out of bounds. I'm surprised that that was called incomplete. What say you in the chat? That's a really tough call. Austin may want to challenge that, but it doesn't look like they're going to, as Curtis is in the open field for a 1st down. Wichita's back in the red zone. This is a 32-yard field goal for Austin, and the kick is good, 6-3. 32 already off the board. That was a tough call for Rightway to swallow there. 2nd down and 10 for Solberg, and it's dropped. Oh my word. That, I think it was it the fullback? Number 45. Yeah, the fullback, D. Collins, wide open and dropped it. 3rd down and 10 for Wichita. And Solberg lost the ball. It's picked up. Look at the Dragons defense hustling to the football. In the backfield was Jacob Vaughn, this defensive captain. Man, Solberg had initially a clean pocket, and then it just collapsed around him. 2 different Dragons in there to make the play. Man, there's a lot of 50-50 splits there in the chat. 8 carries, 42 yards for Jaden Swift, trying to get that run game back going for the Bandits. This is a 34-yard field goal for Wichita. And, man, that is a lot of missed opportunities there for the Flyers. They had a number of opportunities to get a touchdown on that possession, but instead Chicago maintains their slim lead. Faciliao with the sack for Charlotte. That is their 3rd of the night. And the problems protecting Isaac Covert continue as we've hit the 2-minute warning in Charlotte. First down and 10 for El Paso. Down 6-3. Pope Jr. on a check down. 55 seconds left. They have all 3 timeouts. 6 of 9 so far in the first half is Pope. That was McCreary on the catch. Little dump off on 2nd and long for Cleveland. They don't get much, so Charlotte says, hey, we'll get another crack at potentially scoring here before the half. Pope Jr. over the sideline. El Paso's going to call timeout. It's 3rd and 1. Desperados 3.5-point underdogs today. Royals 3.5-point favorites. Flyers 5.5-point favorites. That pass is intercepted. Oh, what a play! Down the sideline, inside the 10, down to the 2-yard line. Look at this deflection Mike Roberts' second interception, although this one not as bad as the first. This one is broken up by Roberts, by Howard, who had the first interception. And then all the way down to the 1 yard line. Turnovers killing Chicago. They had a 14-3 advantage. Howard knocks it out. And the Flyers back in business inside the 2 yard line. 28 seconds to go for El Paso. They have just one timeout remaining. Trailing 6-3. This is Elliott Pope to the sideline. That is caught out of bounds, and it saves the timeout. 24-yard catch. That's Jordan Herrera. And Solberg handed it off to Delro. He only has 8 yards on 7 carries. That's a 3-yard loss. Wichita is really struggling down near the goal line. Last possession, they had a 1st and goal at the 1. They needed a 3rd down throw to get in.
Here we go. 10-2 stop.
Now it's 2nd and goal at the 4. There's a flag as Delro is in for a 4-yard score. They are calling Austin's Randy Parker for unnecessary roughness as he drove that defender out of bounds. That means that El Paso's got the ball on the 10-yard line with 19 seconds left. 1:25 to go. Charlotte's into Cleveland territory. Let's go to El Paso, down to 15 seconds left, and that's not going to do it. Pope Jr.'s got to get that football to the end zone. El Paso will use their final timeout to bring out the field goal unit. And Chicago nearly blocked that extra point, but the kick is good. 20-14. Wichita now leads over Chicago. 17 unanswered points, thanks in part to 2 Mike Roberts interceptions. With 5 seconds left. Oh, El Paso's keeping the offense on the field. 2nd and 6 at the 7. El Paso going for the lead just before the break. Down to 2 seconds, takes a dump off, and El Paso gets nothing.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anybody open down the field, and in a ball game with no touchdowns and only field goals, the 2-7 Desperados with their backs against the wall get aggressive, and they pay the price. Let's go to Charlotte, 3rd and 10 at the Cleveland 40-yard line, and that pass is incomplete. Looked like the receiver may have been grabbed. No call. It's 4th down. I think Charlotte's going to have to punt it away. Chicago was up 14-3. They have surrendered 17 unanswered. Mike Roberts, double move. It is complete down to the Wichita 41-yard line. This is a 57-yard field goal for Charlotte. Oh, he had the distance, just missed to the right. You can't fault Charlotte for kicking it there, because it definitely looked like their kicker had the distance, but goes wide right. A lot of missed scoring opportunities in the first halves of these games by a lot of teams.
Let's go. 8 read. Check. Watch 54. Here we go, D. Here I come.
Chicago's got a 1st down to the Wichita 31-yard line. Covert's taking a deep shot down the field. Incomplete. Almost caught it on the 2nd bounce. Mike Woodstone, 11 carries for 62 yards in the first half. Austin leads 6-3 over El Paso. Lamelico Smith with his 2nd carry for 11 yards. 2-minute warning in Wichita. Long's pass is at the feet of Nico Rightway. 3rd down and 5, Cleveland. They have all 3 timeouts. They trail 9-3. I believe that was Beaverhausen on the last catch. Mike Roberts on a 2nd down and 2. Looking for someone to get open, fires it over the middle of the field. That pass is caught down to the 4. Chicago striking back, and Covert's got a completion down to the 22-yard line. I got to get another look at that on my second monitor. Which, of course, was not working properly when I needed it the most. Good throw by Covert either way, down to the 22-yard line. Both Chicago and Cleveland are in the red zone. Austin is punting. They come up empty on their first drive of the third quarter. Covert's pass to Andy Beaverhausen on the sideline stops the clock. 2nd and goal for Chicago at the 4. 1:33 to go. Mike Roberts fires near side. Big hit and jars the ball loose. Incomplete. 3rd and goal for Chicago. 2nd and 1 for Cleveland. 21 seconds to go in the first half. Covert's pass is complete. Timeout, Bandits. They've got 1 left for the field goal. 15 seconds. They'd like to not use it and get a touchdown. Chicago's got a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Tie game at 20. That was the degree of difficulty on that catch was extreme. Banks Barton with the grab. Now Covert on a 1st and goal, down to 10 seconds left, down to 8 seconds left. Lost the ball. Picked up by Cleveland. You cannot advance it unless you are the fumbler inside of 2 minutes. The extra point for Chicago is good, but Cleveland is going to end up with another field goal attempt. Chicago's touchdown pass was from 4 yards out. That's already hit. They now lead 21-20 in an all-out shootout in Wichita. 39-yard field goal for Cleveland is good. 9-6. 5 field goals between the Royals and the Bandits here in the first half. Charlotte also coming off a loss tonight. The Royals voted to eliminate problematic play action in early downs, and the 2 times that Clemens has been sacked, I'm pretty sure, have been on 3rd and longs. Jordan Herrera's got a first down for El Paso into the red zone. So when 2 teams exit, 1 team enters. Herrera 4 catches for 68 yards trying to heat up for the Desperados in a 6-3 ball game. 2 seconds left in the first half in Charlotte. 9-6. Royals on top of the Bandits. Chris Curtis, first down, probably his best run of the day. 56 yards on 10 carries. Elliott Pope Jr. in the red zone. Fires down to the near side inside the 10 and getting a first down to the 4. That was Kalen Varley. Check that. Lloyd on the catch for El Paso. First down and goal on their first possession of the third quarter. Solberg's got a minute to go to try to get more points on the board for Wichita. That is his 18th completion. The UFL record is 38. Witten, 7 catches for 95 yards in the first half. First down and goal. Handoff down to the 2. As Raylan Witten catches that into Chicago territory, but there is a flag. And it's a hold, and it's coming back. 2nd down and goal at the 2. Handoff, loss 1 for Slaughter. So it'll be 3rd down and goal at the 3 for El Paso. Timeout Wichita, their first. Card number 73. That is a horizontal Yugo for Annie Beaverhausen. So Annie's our first Yugo of the night on 22 called numbers. 3rd down and goal for El Paso at the 3. Pope Jr. fires, caught, touchdown. Jordan Herrera more involved, certainly. That's his 5th grab of the night. And we've got our first touchdown in Texas. That one from 3 yards out. Start of the third quarter in Charlotte. Cleveland's got the football into Charlotte territory. Wichita's drive stalls out just before the end of the first half. They trail 21-20 to Jacob Vaughn and his Chicago Dragons. Extra point is on the way for El Paso. It is good, 10-6. See Mike Roberts' numbers, 8 of 14 for 126 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. That last pick, not really his fault. Pope Jr. was a perfect 4 for 4 for 51 yards on that drive for the Desperados. Preston's got a first down on his 3rd carry. Jaden Swift, 10 carries, 52 yards. Damon, you're saying that you have 2 of the same number on your card? Hand off to Jaden Swift, not going down easy, but Charlotte all over him in the backfield. 3rd down and 4 coming up.
Let's go, boys, bring it up.
Halftime finally in Wichita. There you see the numbers. An impressive first half by Chicago. They gave up 17 straight, but then they responded. Let's go to Charlotte, where Cleveland has a 3rd down and 4, down 9-6, 10:38 to go in the third quarter. Covert has time, fires, caught by Swift, but it is short of the sticks by 2 yards. They could go for this. Jesse Long's pass is complete past the 50-yard line. What is Cleveland going to do here? Oh, 1 on each car. That makes sense. I was going to say, whew. Thought the game was glitching out on us. Cleveland's going to punt instead on 4th and 2, not go for it. 9-6. That punt is away and dips down to the 7-yard line. All right, let's go to Austin, who is the closest to scoring position, down to the El Paso 37-yard line. Desperados lead Austin 10-6. El Paso 2-7. They are winners of 2 of their last 4 after an 0-5 start. Trying to creep ever slowly back into the playoff picture, but Nico Rightway and Austin has other plans. 111 passing yards today for Jesse Long. Lamelico Smith, 3 carries for just 9 yards. There's a face mask on Cleveland. That is going to move Charlotte up as Mike Woodstone gets Austin into the red zone. To the El Paso 17-yard line, 5:20 to go in the third quarter. That game has been tight all the way. Handoff, Curtis, first down, and got a block down the field. 15-yard pickup for Chris Curtis, up to 77 yards on 12 carries. 3rd and 1 for Austin coming up. It'll be 3rd down for Chicago as well. Don't forget, coming up in prime time, it is Chris Curtis and Ramos Lynn, Los Angeles and Albuquerque from New Mexico. Right here on the Virtual Football Network. Mike Woodstone, another carry. He's got 73 yards on 13, 1st and 10, 3rd down throw. Chicago converts to the 48-yard line. That is Lamelico Smith, 19 yards out of the backfield, upper left-hand corner. Look at this catch. Over Harper Dew, and then got his legs taken out by a defensive back. And still held on to the football. Woodstone just getting that first down, as you saw in that last replay. Jesse Long and the Lone Stars needing to make something happen. Long scrambling and is pushed down at the 8-yard line. 3rd and 6 for John Clements and the Royals. He's looking deep, and it is popped up in the air and incomplete, out of bounds. Cleveland gets the stop. More defense in Charlotte. 2nd and 4 for Austin. Jesse Long's pass caught. I don't know that the ball ever crossed the line. I think that's a good call. 3rd and inches for Austin. That is a Davion Grady, the unclaimed tight end, 5 catches for 47 yards. Long, looking, 3rd and short, goes down. Justice is served. DeMont Justice with the sack. As Charlotte's Jimmy Smith, the best punter in the league, pins the Bandits down to the 3-yard line. Austin comes up empty once again. Mike Roberts on 2nd and 4, looking for an open target, can't find anybody. They are just inside scoring position. And with already 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, Austin is kicking a 32-yard field goal. I think that's our 3rd 32-yard kick of the night. That is good. 10-9, El Paso by a point. Chicago inside the 20. Cleveland deep in their own territory, down a field goal. Covert floats one over the middle, has an open target for 19 yards. That's Cash Carter. 15 of 21 for Isaac Covert, not too shabby. Carter up to 50 yards receiving.
90 Wolf. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Play action, Roberts fires. Oh, almost caught at the 3. Wichita's defense fired up for that one. That was Danny Northcutt. 2nd corner on the depth chart. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Chicago, just inside the red zone. They lead Wichita 21-20. Right now we have 2 upsets brewing, but all 3 games are not only 1 possession games, but 3 points or less right now. .6:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. In Charlotte, Jaden Swift tried to get outside, can't find any room. Mike Roberts in a lot of trouble, is just gonna, no, he did get sacked. Harper Dew with the takedown, 4th down Chicago. It's the first sack of the night for the Flyers. Mike Roberts lost his foot training there. He had happy feet all over the place, had a double move working to the top. Wow, actually had a guy open around the 5-yard line. Surprised he didn't run that. There goes Jordan Herrera. Jordan Herrera down the hash marks. That is a 74-yard touchdown for El Paso. How about Jordan Herrera getting more involved in this Desperado offense? Just a slant over the middle. The safety came down. And someone for Austin blew an assignment. 37-yard field goal was good for the Dragons. 24-20. Herrera taking over this game. Block punt in Charlotte. We haven't seen a blocked punt in weeks here in the UFL. That is a clean block and an easy walk-in for Charlotte. The first touchdown of the game scored on special teams. Extra point is good for the Desperados. El Paso with back-to-back Jordan Herrera touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. And Charlotte takes a 16-6 advantage. We'll see what the official numbers are on that punt return, that blocked punt return. That's going to be 20 yards. 20's already been called. Let's go to Wichita, where the Flyers have the football, down 24-20. That pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Solberg just one completion in the third quarter. See Woodstone's updated numbers, but Austin finds themselves trailing by their largest deficit today, 17-9. 1:08 to go in the third quarter. Cleveland's in the same boat. Now they're down 10, 16-6 after the block punt touchdown. There goes Woodstone. He's got a 10-yard carry, 83 yards on 14 carries for Woodstone. Delrose got a first down, his best run of the day. Saeed saying that Austin's offensive play calling is awful. What specifically has been awful? I know you're down 8. I'm watching 3 games at once, so I'm just curious how you see it. 2nd down and inches as the Lone Stars will fire down the field. First down to Armstrong. Or check that, Angel Maldonado with the catch. Maldonado's been quiet, just his 2nd grab for 33 yards. First down for Austin. Timothy Shea able to rope that one in for the Flyers, picks up 13 yards. 4:28 to go for Cleveland.
Watch the run.
And Swift takes a draw only for 1. Jesse Long's pass is complete on the sideline, but a loss of 1 end of the third quarter in El Paso. Wichita is driving. Solberg and the Flyers are driving. Austin is driving. 2nd and 11. Jesse Long dumps that off to Woodstone. Got a few. Covert's pass almost intercepted. 4th down for Cleveland.
Watch the slats. Go.
2nd and 4 for the Flyers.
Go.
BK Solberg. Pass off target. Actually had an open receiver. We'll set up 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 8 for Austin, and Long's pass is incomplete. Was looking for Maldonado. It'll be 4th and 8 for Austin. I think they're outside of field goal range. Another block. Charlotte got another one. Walk-in touchdown. No way. That is a first in UFL history, ladies and gentlemen. 2 blocked punts in the same game. And like I said earlier, we have not had a blocked punt in a couple of months here in the UFL. And Austin's punting. They're saying, please don't let it happen to us. That punt is going to hop down to about the 7-yard line. But Cleveland has collapsed here in the third quarter thanks to back-to-back special teams touchdowns from Charlotte. We're going to have to calculate the numbers on that return. Takeda, I see you. I'm going to have to look at the back end here. Jordan Herrera, 6 catches, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns for El Paso. Charlotte's now up 23-6. Wichita's in the red zone. It should be a 1st and goal. It is. That is an 18-yard return already off the board. Charlotte up 23-6 on back-to-back block punts. Cleveland has unraveled. Solberg back of the end zone. They're calling that a touchdown. Chris Delro. Got to see that one again. There were 2 different defenders there in the back of the end zone. I'm not so sure that Delro's feet were in bounds. That is a tough one. I'm going to see that again in real time here.
The previous play is under review.
They are going to review it. Oh, no, I think he's out. That was a great look. I think that second foot is out for Delro. I think that's coming back. Elliott Pope Jr.'s got El Paso a first down. They upheld the call. I am shocked. Wichita is going to score from 9 yards out. We're still reviewing that play here at headquarters. Hopefully I'm not missing too much here. I gotta see that first angle again. El Paso's got a first down. Deep shot from Covert is incomplete. Oh, actually, now that I look at it again, that second foot, I thought the second foot was the first foot, but Delro looked like he had possession, and the second foot was just in the field of play. Oh, and a dumb penalty on Austin. Oh, another unnecessary roughness penalty called. That's on Curtis Fitzgerald. Austin has been called for 2 unnecessary roughness penalties. And now it's El Paso's ball in the 50. Wow, Cleveland got the punt away. I think the punter was just shaking in his boots after that first block. He has had the third quarter from hell on both occasions. It was just a bobbled snap by the punter. And the irony there for Cleveland is that Cleveland has been given the option to boost its punter. 5 straight losses and has not done so. Cleveland, a bottom 5 punting team in the league, and then the punter chokes today with 2 blocked punts. That is brutal for the Bandits, losing the special teams battle. Their defense has been much improved today. Their defense has not given up an offensive touchdown, and only 3 field goals today. All right, let's catch up on some other action. El Paso is going to have to punt. They are up 17-9 with 8:45 to go in the fourth quarter. As that pass to McCreary is incomplete. Charlotte now has a commanding lead on Cleveland with 1:05 to go in the third quarter. And after the Wichita was it or was it not a touchdown, it turns out it was, Chicago's going to have to punt. Oh, Austin fumbled the punt return. Angel Maldonado slipped. Chris Curtis is loose. There's a penalty marker down at the end of the play. Look at this play again in the Austin game. Maldonado misjudged the football, slipped and touched the football. Almost gave up a monster turnover there. 3rd and 7. Curtis is short, so Cleveland's defense comes up with yet another stop.
Set 15, Lonnie.
All right, 27 needs to be added. You are right. Chat is almost always right. Delro has a first down unless he was... Oh, they said he was launched backwards. They did not give him the forward progress as he was sitting on top of the pile. 3rd down and inches. That is a brutal call. And Solberg's going to try to throw for it. BK Solberg's got a catch. He had 2 different receivers wide open in the same area. Oh, my goodness. Delro with the catch, but that could have been disaster for the Flyers as we end the third quarter. Jesse Long on 3rd and 2, fires it incomplete. El Paso's defense with another stop. Maldonado again the target. Maldonado having a tough game tonight. Just can't haul that in. All right, we got to catch up. We got a lot to catch up on here. All right, let's look at Karen's card. Karen, you are good. Card number 92. Let's take a look at that while we have a moment. Cleveland's got a first down to the Charlotte 40-yard line. They're in the no huddle here in this entire fourth quarter. That's a double for Karen. So Takeda, you've got a double Hugo. And you're one number away from having a triple Hugo. That has never happened. You just need the number 40. Let's go to Wichita, where the Flyers have the ball on 2nd and 2, up 3. That's going to be a first down run from Delrose. 2nd down and 10 for Covert. And Cleveland, that pass is caught. The Bandits in the red zone. Wichita nearing the red zone. El Paso is driving again. Hugo card 59 for Chris Curtis. You got it. That's a Hugo. Delrose in the red zone for Wichita. The Flyers up 3 with 10:45 to go. Red zone, 3rd and inches, and we pass. Looking at Saeed. Saeed's comment in the chat. Yeah, I got to run the football there. 3rd down and 2, El Paso. I'm not sure that he got the first. No, it's 4th and 1, Desperados. Solberg is going to be sacked back at the 28-yard line. No huddle for Cleveland. They are in the red zone. And Covert is sacked at the 27-yard line by Brooks. 3rd and long, 5th sack of the day for Charlotte. Their defensive line has won the battle. Bingo card 88 for Colston. 4th down and 1. El Paso's going for it. Pope Jr. over the middle. Caught. Herrera at the 28-yard line. That was an absolute dart. 300 passing yards for Pope Jr. And Wichita converts a 3rd down and 15. Down to the 11-yard line. And I think that sack for Charlotte put Cleveland out of field goal range. Almost an interception there from Austin. Bingo card 88 from Ray. You got it. Confirmed on the 4th row. 47 for Iggy. You got it. 2nd row. 4th and 25. Cleveland going for it all, and it doesn't happen. Turnover on downs for the Bandits. They have lost all momentum since those back-to-back punt blocks. Now El Paso's in the red zone. Wichita. Solberg lost the ball, and he picks up his own fumble, but it's going to lose 5 yards. 4th sack of the day for Chicago. PJ Slaughter's been quiet, but picks up a first down. That was Jacob Vaughn with the forced fumble. Wow, what a strip sack from Vaughn.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
Bingo card 75 for Juan. That is good. 2nd row across. Solberg's down to the 6-yard line. Chris Curtis has a first down, but there's a flag. 2nd and 12. The time. What is the call in Charlotte? An illegal block in the back on James Cooley. Don't see that often. That moves it just unpast the sticks. 3rd down and 5 of the 6 for Solberg. Solberg's pass to the sideline on 3rd down is short of the marker. 4th and 2 for Wichita. El Paso is quietly draining the clock in Texas. Under 3 minutes to go. Slaughter on the carry. Down to the 14-yard line. Remember, the Desperados converted a 4th down and 1. Hugo card 71 for Evan Wood. This is a field goal from 20 yards away for Wichita, and it's blocked! Chicago takes over! touchdown, Jordan Herrera at the same time. Chicago blocks the field goal, and it almost went into the end zone for a score. Jordan Herrera's touchdown goes for 14. Herrera has 3 touchdowns in the second half. 24-9 Desperados. He's taken over. So that was a 20-yard field goal for Wichita. But check that, that was blocked. 24-14 also off the board. So I don't think any new numbers there. We've had 28 called, 1 shy of the record. Chicago takes back over. Chicago and Charlotte are the 2 games that are over 5 minutes. Remember, Hugo closes with games under the 5-minute mark. Let's go to Charlotte, where the Royals are trying to put it away, 23-6. Evan Wood, I don't think that I confirmed yours. Yes, the second row across the top, you got it. Chicago's got a first down to the 38-yard line. Let's actually go there. We've got a team trailing with the football by 3. Austin has settled for field goals too often. Jordan Herrera is the only player in that game to score a touchdown. And there are no offensive touchdowns in Charlotte. If you're just joining us, both of Charlotte's touchdowns were off of blocked punts. The first game in UFL history with 2 blocked punts in a game, and they happen on back-to-back possessions. Roberts screening that out to Smith. Meliko Smith, not much there, as Jesse Long gets the no-huddle offense going with 2:02 to play in the fourth quarter. Looks like Cleveland gets the stop. They're down by 3 scores, though, 5:48 to play. And Jimmy Smith, a rare shank, out of bounds to the 23-yard line. Mike Roberts to the sideline, to the Wichita 45-yard line. 211 passing yards for Roberts. 2-minute warning in El Paso. Chicago and Wichita is the only game that has had multiple different players score touchdowns. And it's been back and forth all day long. First down Cleveland. Jesse Long on a first down and 10 is not going to be sacked. Instead, fires it deep down the field. It is caught by Mike Woodstone down to the 15-yard line. Are you kidding me, Jesse Long? Woodstone coming back to the football. We're not going to get a replay because Austin's in no huddle. 1:30 left. It's not over yet in El Paso. Long pass to Woodstone on the sideline. Just about to go underneath 5 minutes in our final 2 games here. We have nearly 50 watching game night as the games come down to the exciting finish around the league. 2nd and 10. 1st and goal for Austin. That is Maldonado down to the 4. Now over 200 passing yards for Austin. Maldonado's 3rd catch on 44 yards. 1st down and 10 for Chicago into Wichita territory. Trying to pull the upset. It's picked up by Harper Dew. Harper Dew off to the races. Dew needs to beat one and does. Touchdown Wichita. A 61-yard interception return by the superstar linebacker for the Flyers. Jesse Long is sacked back at the 16-yard line. El Paso's defense standing tall in the red zone once again. Unclaimed defensive end Brian Gates. Coverts got Cleveland in the red zone and down to the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal for Jesse Long. Intercepted in the back corner. And that 34 has already been called. 50 plus has already been called as well. That would have counted for Wichita. That is a touchdown, Cleveland. There's some more numbers. Just at the very end here for Hugo tonight. That is the unclaimed tight end, Randall. Do we have any new numbers? No, it was a 3-yard score. That would give Cleveland 13 with the extra point, and that's already been called. Oh, pain. Chicago's now up 10. Charlotte's lead is also cut to 10. And Austin playing out or El Paso rather, playing out the stretch. Mike Roberts with 3 picks. Still 5:03 left in that game, though. And don't count Cleveland and Charlotte out just yet. It may be 10-point games, but there's still time there. El Paso continues the up and down play. They are now winners of 3 of their last 5 games. Improved to 3-7. I wouldn't count the Desperados out of the playoff hunt either. If they continue to play this way, Jordan Herrera scores all 3 of his touchdowns in the second half. Michael Torillo 1 number short in 4 different places. That is tough. You can clear your cards and play any bingo coming up on here in primetime. Last couple of primetimes haven't had any bingos claimed. I think they're out there. You just got to play. Don't miss it. Los Angeles and Albuquerque coming up with Chris Curtis and Ramos Lynn at the conclusion of UFL Game Night. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Chicago down 10. And driving, Mike Roberts going to take off slowly but surely and broke a tackle. Roberts has the first down. That was the slowest 11-yard pickup I have seen all season. It's a final in Texas. El Paso, a monster victory in division over Austin, 24-9. And, you know, Austin and El Paso are living similar lives. Austin won 2 straight, lost, won again, and lost again here tonight. Lost to Vegas 29-8, lost to El Paso 24-9. The offense sputtering in recent losses for the Lone Stars. They'll fall to 4-6. Mike Roberts has Chicago down inside the red zone, and a late flag as well. A face mask on Wichita. Chicago not going away. Lael Whitley called for the infraction, and the Dragons are down to the 3-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
Austin 3 of 4 in the red zone, 3 field goals. Going back to what Gore was saying, nice move by Cooley is going to make Cleveland use some timeouts. Cooley making men miss. That was a beautiful play. Otherwise, Cleveland may have had a legitimate shot. They got 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning left. Second down and goal for Chicago with 3:19 to play. At the 3-yard line. And back of the end zone, miscommunication, and Roberts threw it deep out of the end zone anyway. Cleveland uses their last timeout. They are desperate to get the football back with 2:13 to play. Third down and goal for Chicago at the Wichita 3-yard line. It is Roberts into the end zone for the touchdown. That is Marcus Lloyd, and it's a 4-point game. Chicago has had moments this season, even though they're 2-7. They lost at Miami 41-38. Miami's the best record in the East. You know who else is the best record in the East? Dallas. And Chicago lost to them 20-17. How about the Cincinnati Vultures? They're 6-4. Chicago lost to them 23-16. And here the Dragons are again. locked in a very close battle. Last week, the Dragons lost to Phoenix 27-19. So you want to talk about a team that's much better than their record. The Chicago Dragons have just been snake bit in these close games, but they are trailing by just 3. Could this be the Dragons' moment to turn things around? They have St. Louis next week to start a 3-game homestand, which includes Tennessee and Cleveland, so some winnable games there for Chicago. Also Minnesota and Motor City after that. So the Dragons' schedule lightens up a little bit. They are going to kick it deep and play defense. With 3:08 to go, can Wichita hold on? Isaac Covert, not a bad day, 24 of 34, 291 yards, 1 touchdown and no picks. And when you think about it, Cleveland has outscored Charlotte today 13-9, but 2 blocked punts by Charlotte, the difference in this ball game. If only Cleveland's special teams had been more competent, they may be looking at a win here today. Their defense gave up just 9 points. Assuming they won't give up any more, 1 minute to go. Covert's pass is incomplete. Now it's 3rd down and 7. We're watching the Wichita game very closely. 2nd down and 10 for Wichita. They are up by 3, and a deep shot is incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 10 for the Flyers. Chicago still has all 3 timeouts. Covert on a 3rd down and 7 takes a sack. He was winding up to take a bomb. Kembrel Carr, unclaimed linebacker, with the sack. He's got 2.5 today. 3rd and 10 for Wichita. Solberg's going to throw it, and it's caught on the sideline at the 46 and staying in bounds. 4th and 11. Cleveland converts the 4th down. They're not done yet. .34 seconds left. The clock has stopped. Cleveland's going to need something deep and in pretty short order as well. 1st and 10, 2:22 to go. Chicago's going to have to start burning timeouts. What a throw to the sideline. Caught by Darian Atkins. This throw to the far side, and Chicago actually drops him for a 6-yard loss. Covert's taking a deep shot. It is caught in double coverage at the 19. But no timeouts. 10-second run-up. Look how upset Charlotte's defender is. Doing flips, he's so mad. Down to 12 seconds. Cleveland's got to score right here. Covert has to find somebody open. He just has to throw it away. I think it's going to be too little too late for the Bandits. 2nd and 16 for Wichita. Delro is tackled, so Chicago not out of this thing. 1 timeout left. Cleveland with 6 seconds on the clock, down 10. What a sensational catch down the field. That's incomplete. Now 2 seconds left. 3rd down and 13. Wichita just converted a 3rd down and 10. Do they dare throw it again? The Dragons have 1 timeout. Trying to get the ball back. Solberg is going to pass again. It is caught. Broken tackle. And Jacob Vaughn makes the play. Touchdown Cleveland as time expires. That is Palmer with the catch, and Cleveland did not win the game. But they're certainly going to make the score look a little bit more respectable. And honestly, folks, Cleveland outscored Charlotte 20-9 tonight offensively. Defense gave up no touchdowns, and they still lose the game. 2-minute warning. Chicago has the football back with no timeouts, trailing by 3. That is our last game in doubt right now. Extra point is good for Cleveland, and that is the end of that. An 8-play, 94-yard drive caps it off. That pass is incomplete for Chicago. Final score in Charlotte, 23-20. Darian Price, 2 fumble return touchdowns off of punts on special teams, the difference in Charlotte tonight. A heartbreaker for Cleveland. That pass almost intercepted. Mike Roberts has a 3rd down and 10 coming up at the 18-yard line. This 2-minute offense for Chicago not going much anywhere. The difference in that game, Harper Dew's 61-yard interception return for a score. Chicago was up 14-3. Mike Roberts all day and sacked at the 7. And Charlotte, oh yeah, you're right. Cleveland, that's a bad beat. Cleveland, you see the total yards. What did we just see there? Oh, there was a fumble. Oh man, 4th, and I should not have looked away. 4th down for Chicago. And Roberts fumbled the football, but remember, inside of 2 minutes, only Roberts can return his own fumble. So that lineman who picked it up, what a hit right at the goal line. That lineman that picked it up can't do anything with it. What a mess for Chicago on that final drive. And Wichita is going to hold on. Another 1-score loss against a team that's above 500 for Chicago. They just cannot catch a break. 1:23 to go in Wichita. They're playing out the stretch there. So let's look at the standings coming into the night. Wichita is going to go to 6th place in the East at 6-4, a game and a half back of division leader Dallas. Austin falls out of the hunt. That helps Albuquerque, Houston, and San Jose, who are right on Portland's tail. And then for Charlotte, they get the win just by a slim margin to get a half game up on Motor City and Milwaukee and retain the number 8 spot in the Eastern Conference. Man, you just look at those teams and you look at the beautiful brands and all of the great competition we've had this UFL season, and it just feels like these playoffs are going to be unforgettable. Kneel downs in Wichita. The Flyers hold on. And even though they scored 34 points today, it felt like their defense played a monumental part in this game. 3 interceptions and a pick 6 for Harper Dew. And it's that time of the night, folks. Cue the outro. You can check Chicago and Wichita's final stats on their individual live stream in the videos section of VFN, or later this week on our website at UFL.football. Your final scores: Wichita 34, Chicago 31, Austin 9, El Paso 24, led by Jordan Herrera's 3 touchdowns, and Cleveland 20, Charlotte 23, led by the Royals, 2 block punts return for scores, setting UFL history. The first game with 2 block punts by the same team. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network. Coming up, Los Angeles and Albuquerque in prime time with Chris Curtis and Ramos Lynn. For all of us here at VFN headquarters, we say goodnight and we'll say hello momentarily.